Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Galley Grigsby's War in the Pacific as we continue with the Rising Sun. What's up there, Patrick? How are you doing, my friend? Time to leave? Okay. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a good look at the map first of all, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the tracker. Notification squad. Where you at? How goes the conquest of Asia? Well, our 2nd division is just landing over here. The mighty 10th division is just landing. They're coming ashore now, which is going to be fantastic. In fact, I do need to change their objectives to Clark. Isn't going to take them long to reach Clark, so that's going to be great. Right, how's that? Right, okay. There you go, Clark. Fantastic. Yep, so it's not going to take them long before they arrive, which is going to be superb. That's going to be definitely enough force to finally bring the battle to an end over here. From that point on, what we will do then is potentially use definitely the 10th. We might use the 38th Division as well to pacify the remainder of the Philippines. I mean, this is where the vast majority of resistance is located. Over here, we're engaging, well, we're marching to engage with the enemy. So we have forces to deal with these remnants just to the south here. So the good news is once we do dispatch the Americans at Clark and then over here at Patan, we do obviously need to deal with the base at Iva, but that will come later. It shouldn't be too difficult. And we'll be able to use the rail lines to actually move down to the south pretty quickly. Okay, honestly this is the first time I've been able to watch the stream live, because every time I've either missed it or was busy. Oh, whereabouts are you from there, Patrick? But it's really nice to have you on board there. Welcome, and welcome, welcome. Okay, now Johor Bahru has finally fallen. So our Victorian forces over here have taken their good sweet time to finally bring that about. But at the end of the day, it has been a hard-fought battle. We were far too slow over here. We've missed the historical date, but no matter. We'll be able to make up for it elsewhere. I mean, the fact is we've taken Wake Island, so that's still quite a victory. So if we take a look over here. Right. So we are missing a few units. It's not quite up to full scratch. Replacements are, of course, on. They should arrive in time enough anyway. Fatigue is almost non-existent. Disruption has finally gone away, which is fantastic. Now we'll have to take a look at the actual commander in the area. See about actually changing them over. Northeast US, currently 11:45 here. Yeah, it's always a difficult thing to try and stream at the right time. If I take a look at my analytics, we'll have a quick look at the audience. I think my audience is majority American. So it's one of those where, obviously being European myself, it's when is the best time to actually stream. Like if we take a look over here, so you can see here that my audience is majority American, and then actually German, which is rather surprising to be fair. German, and then closely followed by the UK, Canada, and Australia. So it's hard to match up these time zones. Definitely is. But there you go, that's a little bit of tidbit of information, a little bit of something I get to see. Nonetheless then, let's take a quick look, and we'll load the tracker up. That's always a good start. Let's see. So we'll go over here. This is good, by the way, if you guys have not used a tracker, at least you can actually see how you use it in action. So we'll take our save file down here. Go to the tracker. Copy and paste. And there we go. Edit this. You just change the name to the actual save file you want. There we go. We'll run the tracker over here. Unfortunately, I've been really busy with work and school, so I haven't been able to catch these streams. No, it's fine, man. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be streaming at some point, so... And if you've missed it, you can always catch it up. It's no issue. Hello there, Carl. You haven't really missed much at all, to be honest. We started the stream not even 5 minutes ago, so not much missed, which is great news. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the tracker then. What I want to do, first of all, is take a look at the industry. And this is when I want to see the difference. Now, notice that we have 3,515 points of heavy industry. This is the important number. the actual heavy industrial points. I mean, of course, this number is important too. We do need to up this. We need to have more and more bloody oil and fuel coming in. The oil refineries are going to be great. Though this will be increasing in time as we will now be focusing on the Dutch East Indies once Singapore has fallen. Yes, we did actually alter the altitude of this thing, of the zeros. Can you move the altitude down your zeros and planes to 50,000 feet? They were not used. Yeah, we've actually altered it down from the 32,000 to about 30-odd thousand. We might go for a little bit less, possibly more, depends really. We might go ahead and go with the best maneuverability. It's just one of those where I don't want to lose too much altitude, though I suppose it doesn't particularly matter. We'll try lower altitude, see how that goes. I think this time you have is good. It may be other for the West Coast US, but other than that, at least I think it's... Yeah, it's one of those. It's a hard one to balance out. Okay. So... Mighty Lobes. Aye, Mighty Lobes. So we'll read the turn here. See how these numbers change. Yeah, right. Okay, so you can see that drop down. Resources have gone up significantly, actually, which is quite nice there. Really happy about that. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is really nice. At least that's going to ease our resource side of things. Of course, we do need to increase the amount of resources in Honshu itself, where the vast majority of the heavy industry is. China isn't too bad, really, which is not too difficult to maintain. What's the height of the bomber rays? They come in usually at 13,000 feet. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. We could go for maybe 20,000 feet. We'll take a look at the zeros and their maneuverability. It might be worthwhile. It might be something that we should have been doing a long time ago. I've only really just started to take a look at the maneuverability bands in regards to altitude. And of course, this game is so colossal. It's great. I love it. I love the fact that I'm still learning things. Hello there, Mia. How you doing, my friend? Okay, let's go down to our aircraft production. At least our air production itself. Sort by build a month. Okay, so if we take a look at the actual history. So you can see that we have a great majority here in the actual pool, which is really quite nice. A great number in the pool. Though this could go quite quickly at any time. The amount being built has slowly but steadily increased. I mean, you can see from the initial 56 all the way up now to 148. We've almost tripled the production there, which is fantastic. Not too far away from that at all. Loss. Okay. Let's take a look at the engines. Now this is what I want to really get into. Hello there, Snake. How you doing, my friend? First priority to secure Burma, to have safe shipping of oil to Japan. Well, see, with Burma, I don't really need to do too much. I think I will head for, like, Rangoon, but mostly I'll establish, like, control of islands. I don't really particularly want to get into the ground warfare as such in Burma. Not now, anyway. It's one of those where it's going to be absolutely awful. And what about dive bombers and torpedo bombers? We'll take a look at that in just a second. So if we take a look at the number of engines being built, we still have a lot of Hitachi, well, HA60s. Okay. Am I missing something here? Right. Judy. Okay. Indeed, that's sweet, sweet oil. We are producing a lot of these. Okay. Let's go. It might be to do with the R&D, to be fair. More than likely is. Let's see. I mean, there's a great amount of them. What do you guys reckon? Do we keep up the production of the HA60 or do we switch that over to something a little bit more useful? I mean, it's one of those. We really need to take a look at this. I can't particularly remember why I started producing so many. Aircraft comparison. I wish I could sort by engines. In fairness, I think I can go to the air production itself. Okay. The Judy. As well as the Tonys. Oh no, that's a Kawasaki. Right. So the D4Y2. I definitely believe that is R&D. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm going to consider switching the engine production. I'm not going to go for the 80, I think I'll keep the 80. But I think what we might do then is change over this engine production. So, it's one of those of... I mean, let's take a look at the airframes that we're actually producing. That's probably a good place to start. Right. Building. Probably a good idea. At least we can actually see what we are actually creating and actually using here. Okay. Hello there, Rez. How you doing, my friend? Right, the valves in production. We're not producing many Kates here. Right, it'd be half 44. You use the half 35, which is fantastic actually. It makes it very easy to actually bump up that production. Okay. Then Nakajima Hirakiri. So we do need to phase out the B5N1K as soon as possible. How are we doing with the B5N2s? Actually, are we working on the Jills instead? Right. The Kate is a torpedo bomber. Unless, actually, let's take a quick look. I might have missed something here. I might be thinking of the actual torpedo bomber rather than the correct one. Right, yeah, am I actually producing B5N2 Kates? That's rather interesting. Okay, that's rather intriguing. Oh, I am, aren't I? Right, this production needs to be ramped up then significantly. Start that expansion. Are we suffering? Right, there's no supplies here. Gifu. What's going on here? Oh. It may be because we actually well, we must have missed this one out. Okay. So there, Klaus. Have I planned on building the B7A2s? Let's have a quick look. I imagine that's a level bomber. Torpedo bomber, perhaps? Hmm. Right, you should build more reconnaissance planes. You'll need them if they are to spot the US fleet in time. In all honesty, what I'm thinking of actually doing is really sort of ditching reconnaissance to a degree. Now, hear me out on this one. The reason being, if we take a look at reconnaissance over here, you can see there... It's one of these. Then endurance is obviously... It's okay. I just want to compare it to a level bomber. It's one of those where it is, of course, quite costly to build these level bombers. What I'm thinking is we could use these level bombers as reconnaissance planes instead of these shorter range ones, however. And the reason being, well, if I unify production, so I'm only producing certain kinds of planes and producing more of them. Like, for example, I think we're working towards the G4M1, more than likely the G4M1. We can take a quick look at our production to see that. Right, so if we go to our R&D, okay, the G4M2. This is what we're working towards. Wow, that's actually really far in the future. That might be one we have to take into consideration. G4M1. Do I produce G4M1s? I think I already do, don't I? There's a bunch of R&D that I need to change over here. Okay, well, like, keep expanding these. Actually, that's fine. Okay. Right, so at the moment I'm producing the G4M1. We do have the G3M2s. I mean, that's some way off there. Isn't it risky using such expensive planes for reconnaissance missions? See, this is the thing. I will still have these reconnaissance planes. I will still have these shorter range reconnaissance planes. The idea behind them is, we saw in the last stream that we have such a large area to cover reconnaissance. So what I'd like to do is actually use them on a reconnaissance sort of role, ideally out at sea more than anything. Have them on naval search. The reconnaissance planes, like the smaller ones, are used for the land. I don't really need much else than that. I know for the most part where the enemy is. Okay. These bad boys are not going to arrive for a long time, so we might have to take a look then. Oh, is it the PY1 that we're looking at? Yes, that might be it. Okay, so that's available in 43. I wish we could sort by date available, that would be quite nice. Oh, we could change over to the G3M3. That does come significantly later. HS6K is the best reconnaissance plane there is. Well, Seaplane. We are working on that, I do believe. It's one of those where level bombers aren't the greatest for Japan. That does have armor. Okay, we'll start with the P1Y1. Now, let's see. What do we have working towards that? So, at the moment, PYE. Yeah, we have a good few of them, actually. Okay. I think we can change the R&D of these facilities over to something else. They don't have a huge amount anyway, so it's no massive loss. I can move them to something else. We should make sure that these places have some oil at least, I guess. Well, fuel, I should say. Indeed, you. Okay. I could change them over to the H6K2s, actually, to that research program, which isn't too bad of an idea. Yeah, I think we'll do that then. You don't have much information on the Ally ship location, station, reconnaissance planes near Pearl Harbor, and the Solomon Islands in the future might give you a clear picture. Yeah, that's very true. We do have some reconnaissance planes out there. What I'd like to do is actually, once we do have China under wraps, more or less, I'd like to actually move more level bombers out from China into the Pacific, so we actually do have that reconnaissance. And not to mention the fact that we do have that strike capability. I mean, a level bomber using only bombs isn't going to do very well, but at the end of the day, that range is going to be useful for that reconnaissance. And it could also be useful for attacking islands that are out there within range. Okay, we'll change you over to the H6K. There we go. At least that program's going to be expanded. But let's take a look at the actual air. These need to be increased. Can't expand that any further. Val production's been increased. Okay. We are producing an okay amount. So you can see that we're producing about 22 G3 M2s a month. We're producing 50 G4 M1s a month. Roughly. We can check that anyway, just to make sure that we are right on those numbers. Yeah, that's right. Obviously, that needs to be increased. Seems like you've run out of fuel over here. Well, supplies in general. Definitely have resources. Okay. Can't level bombers do skip bombing where they do a steep dive and make the bomb bounce in the sea? There is that potential. There is definitely that potential. Okay. I mean, what is a good number of zeros to aim for a month? That's the thing, really. I think what we'll do then is we'll increase this by another 12. We'll bring it up to about... If I can bring it up to about 200 zeros a month, I think I might be okay. I don't know if that's overkill, to be fair. Maybe 160. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely need to increase production of aircraft too, however. We'll double the production. Well, we'll at least add an additional level of production to the G3M2s. Okay. Definitely producing a great number of HA-35s. Right, the Hitachi early. I mean, we have a great number of engines in the pool. Let's take a look and see what actually uses the Hitachi. You can't have too much fighters and veteran pilots, that's very true. In fairness, I could keep producing fighters and use them to actually train in those planes. That's always a good thing. Okay. Well, that's some way off. I think those are these seaplanes. Which, speaking of seaplanes, that's actually something to take into consideration, really. Well, float plane. I think this is the one that we're using most of all. This is actually a really good point. We do need to take a look at these seaplanes in general. Let's find Kitabutai. We'll take a look at the battleships with Kitabutai. Okay, so Congo is using the F1 M2 Pete. We need to remove them, really. We need more. In fairness, I could increase the amount of search. Have some reconnaissance going on and some rest too. Now I'm going to change some of these to night. Then in fairness, I'll change... Right, okay. So we'll keep the battleships operating in the day. We'll change some of the heavy cruisers over to night, which we have plenty of, in all honesty. Okay, you actually do have a more formidable search plane, it seems. We need to really decide what search planes we're going to use then, and just really keep it to that. So we do have quite a difference in seaplanes here. Okay. So there, Abaddon, how you doing, Abaddon? What have you missed so far? Not really too much, just looking more into the production, to be honest. Okay. Right. Wow, that endurance is actually a massive difference there. Altitude's obviously significantly better. But not a huge amount. This climb's better over here. Maneuverability is actually superior. Actually, this is more heavily armed. At the end of the day, that really does not matter. Okay, it's a shame. I was hoping that we'd have a reconnaissance plane, well, a float plane that used the HA-35. That's no issue. Okay. I think speed's a really good attribute. That's really fast. That's really, really fast. And the Pete does have some speed. I mean, that is significant in range difference. Okay. Endurance is higher for the Jake. Speed's higher. Range is higher. Altitude's significantly better. Okay, the Jake's winning out so far. Okay, we're gonna go in for the Jake. So we're looking at the E1 3A1. Are we actually producing? What are we producing then? Right. Thankfully, we are producing a Jake a day. Well, a week. No, a day. What am I about? Did you find ways to increase your marine pilots? Oh, and don't forget some fighter plans in central China to get some easy experience. That's true. No, I still haven't had a chance to look at the pilots, to be fair. Right. I think what we need to do then is just get rid of the production of these other... How many HA-33s do we produce? Not a bad amount, actually. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, if we increase the HA-33 production, that's not bad. Okay, so what we're going to do then is going to remove the production of the other forms of reconnaissance aircraft. I wish you could actually have, like, something that told you the time. That'd make it easy. I do believe these are them. Any plans for Burma? We'll take a look at Burma once we have Indonesia. Indonesia must come first. Okay. E1 for Y1 Glen and the F1 M2P. Change that to the Jake. And to the Jake. Okay, let's increase our production. It doesn't need to be a huge increase, but we do need to increase it. They do come in extraordinarily handy. And in fairness, just imagine our submarines being equipped with much superior reconnaissance. I can go quite big with this. Okay. A lot. I think 30 is enough there. I mean, obviously with this increase, that'll be more than enough in my opinion. Right, the Vals, we are producing 41 of them at the moment. Make that up to 50. Okay, let's take a look at what our submarines are actually using for their reconnaissance planes. I mean, we will have to... Right, seems you're out. Or did you even have one to begin with? Right, you do have one. You have a Glen. Ah, you can imagine the difference it'd make with superior reconnaissance aircraft on these submarines. Okay, so we are offloading fuel over here, which should start to flow in. Right, unloading. You only have 2,000 fuel, which is not a huge amount, but at least it's something. Okay, unload some fuel. Let's take a look at these light cruisers. So there's no conversions available for you, but that's no issue. Okay. Yeah, the tankers are already covered. Right, back over here. Not you. There you are. Okay, in fairness, what we could do here then is we could actually change the battleships to run their reconnaissance at night. I was hoping I could select it by battleships, but that's fine. Change some of the heavy cruisers over as well. See, the cruisers are fantastic for this. They do carry more reconnaissance planes. Okay. That's going to make a difference. Okay, you're on your way. You're covered by 2 AMCs. We do have you passing by the Sunyan Task Force. As well as the Nagato. Okay. You are carrying a lot of fuel. I'm not going to refuel. I was considering then, do I refuel them? But in fairness, they're not too far from Japan proper, and I could do with this fuel being used elsewhere. Move direct to engage the enemy air power over Singapore, allow them to come to you in your zeros on fighter sweep. Potentially so. We'll take a look at these now. Change that altitude. Let's take a look at the actual aircraft data. Okay. So you're most maneuverable about 15,000. We'll go for about 15,000 and see how that helps us. Okay, 15,000. Though... I think we'll go for about, I think we'll go for about 16,000. Same for the others. Okay, the Tojo. Two of them in maintenance. Hello there, Andre. Zaipang. No, I've not actually read that, so would you recommend it? And it's always great to have long-time viewers. Welcome, my friend. Okay, either way, let's have the Tojo. Let's take a look at the Tojo. Yeah, the Tojo isn't too maneuverable, so we'll have them about 20,000 feet. Set the fighters to do the same as well. Okay. No, I do need to have fighters over this area, as these Mitchells are really starting to put the hurt on me. Okay, so what is Zaipang then? Do tell, do tell. A little too many aircraft over here. Let's move them elsewhere. Transfer you out. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to do that with my carriers. They're far too vulnerable out that way. And what you have to imagine is we'd be sailing around Singapore. We'd have to go around Singapore. There's heavy Mitchell activity in this area, not to mention we don't know what we're going in for. Submarine activity. I mean, we can see one over here. I don't know if this is mined. There's going to be mines around here. We could bring Kiributai around this area. What I'm going to do is just, let's see. We might bring them just to the south over here. Okay. Yeah, the bombers, of course, but it's like I don't want to lose too many. That does sound pretty interesting. Isn't there a similar sort of American film where like an American aircraft carrier goes back in times of World War II? Honestly, it's pretty hilarious. It sounds hilarious. Okay, we'll be in position over here soon enough. Right, deliberate attack. I mean, we're fine over here. We're not going to get hit from Singapore. I mean, we will get targeted by their bombers, but other than that, not too bad. We don't want to get near them as we do actually run that risk. Carl, you're a very loud man. I don't think you've ever been any different. Okay, I think we're good to go for the time being. We'll change a few things around, which is good, so we'll go for that. I don't think I have anything here. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that movie, but I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. We'll move forward. Awesome. Hello there, Christoph. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, just trying to help you before you have a Coral Sea. Well, to be fair, we don't even have a bloody clue where the American aircraft carriers are. A Coral Sea is going to be rather interesting. Some air cover for Central China. We do have our actual aircraft on a sort of rest period for the time being. I'm going to check in over on them soon enough anyway. So there, Christoph, you back from work? That's pretty awesome. And they made an anime of it? That sounds interesting. Yeah, we'll deal with that situation shortly. Okay, Zealandia. And that's a nice solid hit. Very good. It seems we have a few ships over here. Transports, perhaps, just off the coast, or Pearl Harbor, I can't tell. But she's more than likely going to go down. Yeah, she goes down. Superb. Nice kill. And we will move some fighters over that way. In fairness, once we're done with the situation in Singapore, I'm looking to move the KI-43s into China. Right, you're targeting a torpedo boat. Legend on the Galactic Heroes is best. I've not heard of that one. Is that the one? Which is the one with Space Battleship Yamato? So I want to see that one. I'll tell you, one of my favourite films at the moment is like Shin Godzilla. I absolutely love that film. It's absolute trash in American though. It's like in English. It's like there's a version online on Amazon and I bought this bloody version. And it's just dubbed in English, but it's in these hideously bad American accents, and it's just hilariously bad. I don't know why they did that, but the Japanese version, the actual correct version, is freaking fantastic. Right, the Maui. Oh, the Mao. Meow. That's a shame that we missed that. It's interesting to see all these actual passenger planes. Okay, I'm on a small raid over here now. There's our raid. One destroyed by flak. Okay, inflicted a few casualties. Galactic Heroes are a must-watch Yamato shit. See, I just like the idea of a freaking of the battleship Yamato's face. It just sounds awesome. I also did just quickly notice that we do have some allied surface ships just by just to the east of Malaya. Okay, we'll have to adjust the actual maneuverability of those planes over there. That's pretty awesome. I might check that out. See, I do really like Overlord. I thought that was a really good anime. I thought that was really good. I mean, it's got some quirks. Don't get me wrong. I just like it. I just think it's something a little bit fresh. I mean, the idea's been done to death before, don't get me wrong. I mean, Sword Art Online is just trash. I don't know how anybody can enjoy that. It's just trash. The main protagonist is just a massive cock. Right, cruising mine layer. That's actually a Chinese ship. That's rather interesting. I wonder where they came from. Obviously China, but you know what I mean. Hello there, Lorenzo. How you doing, my friend? Gong Wao. Gong Wao. God, I love those ship names. Yeah, I doubt she's going to make it out of her. I'm glad that we actually use bombs rather than torpedoes on her. There's a new Overlord episode, as in like... No, I mean, I've seen Season 2, but Season 3 isn't out, right? Right? Okay, one destroyed. They were going for a destroyer. Okay, good luck to them. Season 3 is out. Episode 6. Are you fucking kidding me? Where the fuck have I been? The fuck? Jesus Christ, there's such a difference between... Oh, god damn it! Okay, well, I'm watching that after then. Hello there, Cassie. How you doing, my friend? Wow, that Chinese cod just got obliterated. Well, at least I've got something to binge watch. Thank Christ for that. Nice. That's really good. Okay, looks like we'll be assaulting Wenchao soon enough. Okay, Japanese deliberate attack over here. But yeah, seriously, there's like such a gap between like Season 1 and Season 2. I mean, for God's sake, Season 2, it's like it was interesting. I mean, I thought it was rather interesting when it was like about the lizard men. It's like, that was like, okay. I liked it, I'm not gonna lie. It was just really different. I was like, okay, this is different for a Season 1. I do get excited, I'm just usually half asleep most of the time. Right, they actually reduced my fortifications though, that's rather worrying. Okay, we did inflict some good casualties, but I'm not enjoying those casualty ratios. I mean, kind of bad. Okay. I do like Overlord though. Really good, really good. Right, few things to consider then. We need more zeros. We need more zeros of Ikibutai. And of course, we're not using as many of them for the combat air patrol. I think I might have to push up the numbers there significantly. I think I might push it up to about 60%, because at the end of the day, I need these planes out there. Wow, I'm missing a lot of zeros. Yeah, my number of zeros is really quite down. Significantly down here. There's only 33 fighter planes. Ah, that's really nothing. That's that float planes. I'm gonna assume float planes. Yeah, that's really pathetic. Okay. Closet weep. Oh dear. Okay, what I'm gonna consider doing then is actually pulling Kidabutai back. I really need more zeros. In fairness, I think what we might do then is... Right, you're not far from Hong Kong now, which is fantastic. Hiru, hasn't sustained any further damage, there's no fires, which is fantastic, that's great news. Okay, time to rest at harbour and stock new planes? Yeah, definitely. I think what we'll do then is pull back Kidabutai to Hong Kong too. In fairness, we could rearm the battleships there as well, that's not a bad result. Taiyo is on its way, we'll have Taiyo sent to Hong Kong too. It's a risky gambit down this way, so we do need to be careful. I'm going to tell you to go on a safer path. There we go. I mean, we are covering ourselves quite well over here. Right. What do we have over here? Hardly any troops, or at least as far as we're aware. So we shouldn't have any issues, but these troops should be getting some good experience from this, which is quite nice. Okay. Send you towards your target. We should be in position soon enough there. Right, not going to take too long. So Dano, how are you doing, my friend? Right, we're unloading over here, which is good. 11th garrison unit. Awesome, awesome. Right, 21st Division. We'll send out 25th. It's going to take you a couple days to be ready, but you're going to march out into the countryside to deal with that. And then you're going to push on to southern China. Hong Kong, Japanese, Pearl Harbor. Pretty much. Yeah, subs are all over Japan. I mean, that one is very close, don't get me wrong. But they're all over here. They've been there, like, pretty much non-stop. It's a pain in the arse, don't get us wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's rather irritating. I mean, it crashed and then didn't save, but to be fair, I'll have to change the settings. I think I will do some more, like, when the world stops making sense. I might even do it after the stream, to be fair. Or we'll see how we go on. We'll see how long we stream for, to be honest. I think we'll look for a new character to play. Or we could even try Romulus Augustulus again. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Are you writing an article for the paper? That's rather interesting. What are you writing about, my friend? Hong Kong? Lol, Hong Kong. Oh dear. Right, okay, so loading has been completed over here, so we're going to have you sent out to the main islands. We need those resources ASAP. Okay. Load. I did have this all planned out a long time ago. I'm going to have to plan that out once again. To actually understand where I should be sending these resources, because it might be the fact that we're not sending to the correct locations. I mean, technically this is connected by land. I suppose it's representing the fact that there's a rail connection here. I mean, obviously this is like sea in reality, but oh well, we'll make do. Unloading. Augustus Aldolfino. Oh, that's rather interesting. Okay, you need to go back. You know, I downloaded Doom. I didn't realize that bugger was about 50 gigabytes, but you know, I'm actually pretty happy and excited for the new Doom that's coming out. Doom Eternal does look pretty awesome. I think I might do some Doom. I don't really play many FPS, or FPS really at all anymore. I used to do at one point, back in the day. But, like, now, just really... not very often, at all. Torahara. The heck is Torahara? Oh, it's over here, okay. I mean, in all honesty, it could be just to represent the sheer amount of traffic escape from Tarkov. You know what, I'm actually quite happy. I did gain, let's see, I'm going to show you guys my new rifle. I bought a HK, well, VFC HK M27 the other day. I got my bipod today, which is freaking awesome. I was going to bring a picture. Extendable bipod too, which is pretty awesome. I know it's got nothing to do with this, but you know what? Why not? Okay, so that is my rifle, my airsoft rifle. I mean, what I'm planning to do is actually get into airsoft YouTubing, so I just need to actually buy a GoPro, but this is my rifle so far. There are many who like it, but this one is mine. So not often you actually get to say that unironically. See if I got a better picture. I do freaking love that rifle. It plays really well. I ordered 3 HK magazines, well, Luminex HK magazines as well, so they're on their way. They should be here tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, last picture. So yeah. I love it. I'm thinking of actually changing the optic, and I do need a new sling. It's like I've got this here to attach a sling, but I need to change it. So I'm going to go for like a longer optic. At the moment I've got this holographic, but I like it. It's a really good rifle. Genuinely like it. But anyway, moving on. That was a little bit of a detour. But yeah, I really do want to try and get into airsoft YouTube and like sort of have a reason to get out there and do the real world a little bit more. It'd be a nice mix-up as well, like having some like games as well as like real-life sort of stuff, which is pretty awesome. Okay, now I'm actually going to consider moving these forces on the... yeah, I think we should. Okay, can I march on Singapore? I can, fantastic. Right, set all to march. I do obviously need to leave some forces here to hold the fort. This infantry regiment... Okay, the SNLF can stay here. They'll hold the fort. Okay. Assault rifle for every Japanese. Okay. Right, so we have our troops moving here. I mean, that is a phenomenal amount of assault value. I mean, look at that, it's over 1,000. That is pretty phenomenal. And it's only equivalent to like 3 odd divisions, really. Not even 3. Well, more or less. It's like 2 and a bit divisions. But at the end of the day, that's still quite a lot of power, especially over in this area. Just need to work on our air supremacy, in all honesty. Right, we finally unloaded. It seems 10th Division is now fully capable for action, which is great. Actually, strategic. Can I move there strategically? Damn it. Okay. It's going to take us a couple of days, but we'll arrive. No destination set? Oh. Oh, that's 38th. That's rather odd. Okay, I just wanted to double check. There you go, get a march time ready to Clark. So 2 days we'll have another, well, maybe another few days. We'll have another division there, which is going to be great. Our forces over here have taken a big, big pounding. Yeah. They could definitely do with the rest. No, the USAI shouldn't be balked. I mean, they are doing things that just, I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. Apparently a light cruiser here, supposedly. A few destroyers here. I don't know where their carriers are. I mean, this is the thing. They could be anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. Okay, so over in China... Let's move some fighter planes then, shall we? These are awful. Oh well. Right, we'll move you over to Changsha. Yeah, I'd like to do a play-by-email in the future, at some point anyway. Right, this Mongol cavalry is taking the most amount of time in human history to move. My lord, that's so long. I don't think it even takes that long in real life to move that far. God damn it, you have horses, man. Yeah, a couple of things within Midway is behind the historical time frame. Very true. Though, I mean, we have taken a greater amount of central China. Well, of China itself. I mean, we have captured quite a few important cities in China itself. So that's been quite good. I mean, we did actually sink a good amount of the Australian Navy, which is quite nice. And, yeah, I'm quite happy with having Midway. I mean, this has really been very significant. I mean, it really allows us to turn over a great amount of... submarines in the area. Okay, you need to repair. Let's dock you. You need repair too, so we'll dock you as well. Okay, ships under repair. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Right. The US Congress has passed a vote of declaration of surrender. With almost no BBs, I think the AI is good with hiding the carriers and make the same situation. I mean, this is it. What we've got to imagine is the Americans are suffering. There has been a massive, well, just blockade at Honolulu, Pearl Harbor, just for a long-ass time. How damaged is Midway? Well, Midway's still pretty damaged. Actually, no, Midway is actually fully operational at this moment in time. That's pretty cool. Do I expand the port? Actually, no, I take that back. There's quite a bit of damage here. I guess. I haven't got huge amounts to lose if I upgrade from 2 to 3 at the end of the day. It would definitely help out for further operations, especially offensive operations against the Hawaiian Islands. Okay. This is a situation that we need to save. LSTs, they're available targets. No, war crimes aren't simulated. You kind of have to use your imagination for that one. It's more like the military aspects. Okay. So we're marching our troops. Not a huge amount to do other than that at the moment. Right, good majority of them are ready. How many players could I send to sweep? That's the thing. I don't have a huge amount. Though we might give it a go. Which is just out of your range. Drop tanks unavailable. Okay, we'll keep you on escort. Let's see, what numbers do we have here? It's quite a lot of fighters. Alright, we'll avoid that. Yeah, that's true. Well, we've moved some fighters up. We'll have more elsewhere. Right, you're withdrawn in 2 dies. Did I not actually transfer them? I'm just gonna... Let's make that about 30. I thought I transferred them, to be fair. Oh. Right, that's why. I do wish I could actually see the commands on the map, that'd be great. Okay, that should be enough. Why don't you send a repair crew there from the mainland? The reason being, it just takes such a long time. Such a colossally long time, but we just need to see what we're doing first. I don't want to be sending things out until I really know where American carriers are, to be honest. I know it sounds like a daft and lame excuse, it's just... I don't want to send out such valuable assets without really knowing the situation out there. Okay, at least things are moving in the right direction now. We have, of course, our military marched onto Singapore, which shouldn't be too bad. I mean, we've heavily reduced their forces in the area. So we should be able to achieve a fairly decent victory in a good amount of time. Right, you're still unloading, okay. We're dealing defeats to the Chinese over here, which is good, soon we'll have the city of Shangtan surrounded. I mean, I've spent a long time doing this. I just want to really reduce their numbers. Seems like the numbers have dropped here. But I just want to see how well and how effective it is to actually just completely surround them and then deal with them that way. And this force will be there shortly. It's not going to take them too long. So we'll move on from here. Okay. Definitely watching the hell out of Overlord after this, though. You know what? You know what? I'm actually going to show you guys my magazines I've ordered. You know what? This is what happens when I've... Like, see, my family's away on holiday at the moment, and I have really nobody to talk to when I get home, so this is rather... I sound really sad when I say it like that. That's great. Oh, that's great. I'm quite happy with that. That sounds really cool. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to show off. Oh, dear. Okay. So, yeah, these are the magazines I've ordered. So I've ordered a couple of these bad boys. These are like the HK licensed ones, I do believe. So they should be quite nice. I got them for 20 quid each. Not that bullshit price. God, that'd be expensive. Okay. Z-Bing. I'll have to bear it in mind. I would ask that you just comment on the video the names of those recommendations, because otherwise I will probably forget. And that's rather interesting, so we do have submarine activity around truck. I mean, we've obviously been aware of that for some time. No, not to show off. Oh dear. I just need to get myself a GoPro sorted, and then I could actually go out and do that. I'm gonna go and play with a friend this weekend, actually. If you send repair, see, the issue is our numbers would be butchered over over Hawaii. So that goes to how you do, my friend. God, I would love to have a real rifle. Really would. See, this is why I'd love to move to the US one day, to actually have a rifle. That'd be fantastic. I don't know why we're not allowed them here in the UK, it's just ridiculous. Usually around 40 cents a bullet up to $1 a bullet. I mean, it does definitely add up, doesn't it? But at the end of the day, those things are... Wow! Okay, my heart dropped there. I don't know about you guys. I knew it was dangerous around this area. I'd thought that we might have been able to make it through. We do still have the escort here, but that was rather close. That was bloody close. Yeah, we need to get the move on. I don't know, it's one of those things. It's like today, for example, there's been another terrorist attack. Well, I don't know the details of it, but there's been some kind of car accident well, not accident, incident. It's one of those things, people will go for it. People will go for each other no matter what. You know what, I'd like to have a rifle. What's wrong with that? It's the people at the end of the day. I mean, everything, like from a knife to a rifle, it's just a tool. It's the people actually using these tools to inflict harm. They're the issues. So you having fun there, Cursor? God damn it, new houses. Stop making me goddamn jealous. Okay, I think we've probably had enough time resting our planes out here. But that's a pretty good result there. 120 casualties, 5 squads destroyed. Yeah, Taiyo really does need to get moving. I might actually put them to full speed. The guy tried running a car into the sidewalks in London, but he hit one of the barriers, thankfully. Yeah, that's the issue. The thing that I don't like about the UK is it's becoming definitely more and more authoritarian. It's like, for example, there's a local shopping centre not too far away from me. It's like, all my life I've ever known it. It's you've never seen armed police, and now all of a sudden there's armed police, and my lord, there's a lot of casualties. We do definitely need to get fighter cover there ASAP. That is becoming intolerable. I don't care about this means nothing to me in the north. But the losses on Borneo are really starting to add up, and that is making it rather difficult. The thing is, I can't really pull back too far. I assume they would have been engaged. Should take a look at that altitude, but we'll take a look in the next phase and we'll make a note to take a look at that. Well, to see their altitude. Adjust for it, really. God, I do talk a lot of crap, don't I? Oh well. Somebody's gonna talk crap. Okay. So we got very, very lucky with Tayo. Very, very lucky. And in fact, you need to move. Right goddamn now. Okay, Hiru. We've got our stuff to play with an organized group. To be fair, I have one friend who plays with me at the moment, but no organized group. I really should try to get something like that. I really do want to try and get into the actual YouTube side, well, Airsoft YouTube side. I think it'd be quite fun. It'd be nice to go out and do something different. Okay. I think we'll take you obviously out from the group. Other than that, the damage isn't too bad, to be fair. Could be a good time to upgrade our reconnaissance planes, in fairness. Okay. Just change it to an escort, I guess. Galami could do some repair. Okay. "19 days. We'll put her up to... I could have her stood down, and that would take a good number of days off. I mean, that's actually a pretty good result. I was expecting at least a month, so that's fantastic. Can you change production priorities for ships? Yes, we can, and we already did, actually. That's quite good. Right, Shipyard would take longer. I mean, that's the reason why. If I have her readiness... so she could be ready in 13 days on PSI, so that's only light repairs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her stood down. She's going to go into the shipyard. She's going to be high priority. This is what I was expecting, about a month. But at the end of the day, it is more than worthwhile for her to be fully operational. So we'll have the exchanges set. So she'll upgrade in time. A few months from now. Sadly, she won't have any radar. I mean, radar is the thing that we need most of all. Okay, how about Megami? Megami in the shipyard. That's only 6 days, that's fine. High priority, yeah, 4 days should be ready. Conversion? She's already a heavy carrier there. Sorry, heavy cruiser there. I'm a little bit confused. It's is this like a different variant? It is actually. Okay. Or was that just an upgrade? And the aircraft capacity is definitely different. Okay, that's rather interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And it's like I'm part of a club in my town and that. So we do get together every now and then. But it's a smaller club. It's really more for like educating people and getting people into like this sort of sport and making sure everybody's safe. And It's good, but they don't really skirmish. A lot of them are quite old. A good number of them are like Northern Ireland veterans and etc. I mean, the guy who runs the club is like a... he was a commissioned officer, so it's pretty awesome. As far as I know, the Megami is 2 classes. Aye, but I do like the sound of the one with the extra... I mean, this is quite nice. That aircraft capacity is really quite good. They were refitted later to have more aircraft for reconnaissance mid-war. I'm very tempted to actually go for that instead. I think that'd be fantastically useful. At the end of the day, their guns are still going to be effective no matter what, and we're always going to have them in decent numbers. So I think we'll actually convert the Megamis, convert our heavy cruisers to actually be more towards the actual aircraft carriers. Well, the aircraft capacity, indeed. I think that's definitely handy. I know I ramble. I do apologise for rambling. Oh well. That's good to see, that's good to see. At least we have Hero. Hero's going to be out for a month, which is honestly what I was expecting, to be completely honest. Right, a few ships over here, that's quite good to see. I mean, these ACMs I do need to use. I need to use a lot more of my ships, to be fair. Yeah, not having any anti-submarine capability is pretty useless. Okay, submarine tender, aircraft tender, auxiliary repair. That sounds rather interesting. Something to consider anyway. In 1939, ships were refitted with 8-inch guns, and the Mogami got a complete rework and after midway to carry more aircraft. Awesome. You can definitely see why. I mean, these aircraft are just significantly more useful than a gun that's not doing anything. Right, they will be there, surely next turn. How about our troops over here in the Philippines? Right. You're unpacking still, of course. But you will make progress soon enough. How about you guys? You should be there shortly, which is fantastic. Okay. Shuttle around San Francisco, that seems to be where most of the activity comes from. Thankfully, we do have more submarines on the way. You're heading all the way over here to the north to watch this area, which is going to be great. At least I have something near the Illusion Isle, so we might spot something on the way up there. Who knows? By Australia, we're not seeing anything. Covered in this area, the Coral Sea, the Torres Strait, and the Solomon Sea. Mostly just on the off chance that something does come by. Yeah, this is a really bad situation. It's the lack of AA that's making things difficult. Yeah, we need to see Japanese being storm the beaches around San Francisco. Oh dear. Maybe send one ship to Pujat. Whereabouts is Pujat? Fujian. Well, that should make it phenomenal progress. Issue is obviously the fact of the river. The numbers there are pretty rough, but we should be okay. Okay, how long is that going to take you to march? Not long at all, it seems. Fantastic. Really high spirits there. Okay. Let's take a look at these planes. Fatigue's going down, which is quite good. We might want to keep this up a little bit longer, then, because it does seem to be having a good impact. Okay. We'll keep it up a little bit longer, then. It might be due to the fact that we need more, Puget Sound is Seattle. Should send your vessels too. Oh, okay, maybe send one more ship. Okay. Around about this area? Okay, either way, that's fine. Supplies definitely need to move down here. There we go. Superb. Okay, we'll go to about 31,000. Well, 30,000 feet probably should be enough to actually hit the bloody B-17s. There we go. Hopefully that might make a difference. Okay, moving forward. So our troops are marching out in the Philippines, which is good news. They'll meet up at Clark. The 2nd Division will bring that to a bloody end. Which is definitely what we need right now. So how is everybody today, then? How are y'all doing? Okay, thankfully it wasn't Taiyo. Though Taiyo still might be targeted, that's the thing I'm worried about. She's going to be moving at full speed, so hopefully that will have an impact. Moonlight levels continue to drop, which is good. That's definitely going to help us out with that. Okay, let's hope for the best. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. See, she might be trying for Taiyo. Right, we actually got a hit on Pike, which is actually superb. Very well done. Hello there. Ah, you miss. Well, that's no bloody good, is it? Couldn't be a much larger target. God damn it, 122. Okay, here comes the Mitchell bombardment again. It's a day. Okay, no hits. There's definitely a lot of activity over here. Right, miss, of course. Wouldn't expect anything else. Submarine over here. Is that submarine heading off away? Okay. What are the differences between different transport types? Like, I have a document. We'll go through that in a short amount of time. If you have no enemy plans in the zone, why not go down with the height of your ASW planes to get a better hit rate? Yeah, we will move some fighters to Borneo. The issue and the reason why we haven't at the moment is due to the, well, the air supremacy of the Allies from Singapore. I don't really want to take a risk. And not to mention those Mitchells and the other planes in the area would definitely be used against me, not to mention the bombers at Singapore. It's too risky for me to move ships there without heavy escort, to be fair. And again, yeah, the Philippines needs to be cleared out. But that will be done shortly enough. See, look at that range. But at least now we actually have some planes that are actually escorting, well, they're actually intercepting, and they're going to do a good job here. Hopefully they take down a good number of these Hudsons, and we should be off to a good start, at least a much better start than we normally have in this area. Which does make a massive difference in the end. Right, we did have a Tojo, but it seems they ran out of fuel, which is rather interesting. Oh well. We'll skip forward then. Hopefully we do shoot some down, or at least damage them. I should check that. They seem to be going for the airfield. Right, one Oscar. God damn it. I need to take this out. I love that double digit. How you doing, my friend? Right, now that's significantly better. That is a significantly better response there. Notice that we do have a Tojo that may be joining the fight. Hopefully more than one Tojo will be good there. But we have a couple zeros. We have some Ka-43 1Cs or ICs, which is pretty decent. Warplane other than the Tojo have cannons worth it on. At the moment, I don't know what else we have that has cannons. Maybe like heavy fighters, or like maybe like sort of level bombers, or obviously more like lighter. I'm not entirely sure if we have something else with cannons. Have cannons waiting for ships fleeing from the port when you take the city. Indeed. Though Kitabutai is going to be some time out, they might not be able to make it back. Yeah, battlefields. Okay, is the Tojo going to join the battle? And these swordfish are absolutely awful, awful things, and taking out these buffaloes is pretty decent. Right, seems the maneuver ability is definitely having a much better impact. Swordfish destroyed too. Superb. And another swordfish down. Right, superb. Superb result there. Okay, so how many did they lose? No Japanese losses. Seems a little bit more than that, but I suppose this is what the official, or what the estimation is. Right, we have some 1Cs over here. Let's see how effective they are. I think the 1Cs do have more effective armament. Okay, they've been driven away by defensive fire. Driven away by defensive fire. Again. We just need to get lucky, really. Okay, we actually did manage to destroy one, which is actually superb. That's the best result we could have hoped for, really. Okay, so that seems like a really good result there. That's fantastic. Okay, so yep, reducing the altitude really has resulted in much better turnouts here. We did get quite lucky to take one out. I mean, that defensive fire could have easily backfired on us, to be fair. But I'm happy with that result so far. We'll have to spread that out across the Empire. But it's very good to finally have one. Right, let's see what our betters can do. That's an oiler. They're doing a good job. But I'm going to send them after those ships in the area. There you go, 4 of them damage, that's a good result. It's good to see that we're actually intercepting, which is really, really nice. I told you, what? How? No kidding. They really, really wanted Tayo. They were gunning for her like crazy. Yeah, I think the IC does have... I'm just going to call it the bloody 1C. Just call it the 1C, for God's sakes. Ooh, shock attack. That... Wow, bloody hell. I hope I haven't just moved the Imperial Guards, but the Imperial Guards move fast. Right, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I have a feeling the Imperial Guard division is going to get absolutely slaughtered. We'll see how we get on there, really. I would have rather... Yeah. I hate the fact that it's a shock attack. This is going to be awful. We're going to have lost thousands of men here. It's the fact that they're having to cross into the river, so automatically makes it into a shock attack. This is going to be bad. Okay, 2,000 casualties. It's bad, don't get me wrong. Like, that's real bad. But it's not as bad. But the fact is, at least our troops are actually there now, so that's the worst they're going to suffer. So we can start to break them. But that was bad, don't get me wrong. But at least that's the worst that will suffer over there. Once reinforcements arrive, the situation will definitely change. Which could just demand some strapping on some 20mm on the zeros. I may need to send reinforcements to that city in central China. That's looking rather dangerous. Issues its location. Yeah, only 15 squads destroyed. Not a terrible result there. I mean, those men, the majority could probably come back. But at least they were the division they forced to actually make it across first. So they've absorbed the vast majority of the punishment there. The rest of the forces should be crossing shortly. Yeah, horrible disruption. Horrible. Big losses. But we should recover. Oh, that's bloody why. We didn't change the bloody mode, did we? God, I'm a fool. Definitely a fool. That could have been significantly better. Oh well. You live and you learn. That artillery does need to move up. Move it via rail to Johor. I'm gonna move these guys. Move them to Kuala Lumpur. I need that airfield worked on. Plenty of engineers over here, actually. That's such a really good point. We'll need a good amount of those. Okay, move the tanks and artillery. Johor Bahru. There we go. Would you be against retrying the turn? It's still a lot of hassle to go back, to be fair. I don't know what would be saved up to a point. It's like I should have saved it first. But then again, I'm fine. I can accept that result. I'll just call that a mistake. We'll learn from it. No big issues there, really. Yes, they are good troops. Don't get me wrong. We can recover those losses. The way I see it is the ground forces are... Don't get me wrong, they're worth their weight in gold, but they're not the say-all end-all. I can accept that loss and chalk that up to a mistake. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I suppose this is it. We have to accept bad results every now and then. Yeah, this is it. I mean, we can replace those troops. We have plenty more. Right, I could really do just sharing out that fuel, to be fair. The other division is on its way now. Take them some time, but that'd be good. They are expendable to a degree. It's like at the end of the day, I wouldn't want them all gone. For no reason, but it's fine. My lord, do they take such a long time or what? Are they just starving? I'm not entirely sure. They seem like they're starving. If I moved all this way here and it's actually useless, I will be ignored. Well, I'll be annoyed, don't get me wrong. But I guess I'll be able to ignore it for the sake of having won a victory. Okay, we look as though there's not a huge amount, so we might go for a shock attack here. That could backfire, but I think if a shock attack wins us the fight there and then, I'd be very happy. Okay. Right, we need to change your home port to Midway. Which is actually closer, I believe. This is where Midway comes in very handy. Okay, actually, I wanted to take a quick look at something. Here we go. Right then, so we have ACM Minefield Tender, AD Destroyer Tender, AE Ammunition Ship, Miscellaneous Auxiliary Command Torpedo, Torpedo Boat Tender, Cargo Ship Attack, Cargo Ship, Ammunition, Cargo, I'll let you read them. There's quite a lot of different types of ships in the game. There's a mod that adds even more, to be fair. There we go. Oops. Okay, thankfully Tayo made it here without any losses, thankfully. Right, just transfer to Hong Kong. There we go. Papa, how did Grandpa die? Son of the Emperor ordered a charge across the river and the English bastards had machine guns. I did. Well, thank you for showing. What do you consider the most important ones? In which regard? Sorry, I think I missed the context of that one. So if you want to clear the context, I'll give you a good answer. At least the best answer I can do. Right, combine that squadron again. I should be able to shortly. Right, these are all independent. That's 12 air flotilla. Eugh. Oh, right, okay. Oilers are definitely very, very important. I'd say passenger ships and then basically like landing craft, like attack landing craft, they're incredibly important to take out. Okay, this one's going to be rather interesting. We'll have them attached, all of them attached to the 12th Air Flotilla. There we go. I guess we'll just have to combine them on the ship, perhaps. Wait, have they transferred to cargo? God damn, I didn't realize they could reach them. Well, fair enough. That's a little awkward. But sure, fine. I've learned my lesson from that one, at least. We'll have to figure that one out. Okay. Plenty of submarines around this area. Actually, let's put your speed back up to mission speed. That'll help out. Okay, they need to hold on. Their sold value is still pretty decent, so that's not too bad. Did something happen? We had about 2,000 odd troops lost from the Imperial Guard Division as they crossed over to Singapore. We accidentally sent most of our troops to rest instead of movement. Though, it seems no other troop landed, well, went across with them, so it seems the Imperial Guard Division does move faster. So that's fine. Right, I believe we can move ahead here. We did actually manage to shoot down a B-17, which was really awesome. So I hate to be that guy again, but just remind you guys, I do rely on donations to make YouTube worthwhile. So if you guys are feeling particularly generous, it would be very much appreciated. I was hoping to move in jobs, but that isn't going to happen. So would be very much appreciated. I'm just going to put it out there. It's completely up to you guys if you want to donate or not donate, that's fine. I do genuinely love interacting with you guys, and I hope to be around for a long time. Until I get butchered by some kind of bloody shark or some crap like that, I don't know. Whichever comes first, really. Okay, good, that was a miss. What do we have here then? Out of 34. It seems that we have something else sighted here. Now that is impressive. That is definitely a target that we need to hit. Ideally we do get some luck there. If that is indeed true, that is a lot of passenger ships, not planes, goddammit. Something that we'd very much like to take a good look at. I did notice down here that we did see H6K spotting a few ships out there. One destroyed by flak. Alright, appears that out there. We will chase them down with the carriers. If there's indeed an oiler, it would be more than worthwhile. The allies don't have many oilers. At least not over here anyway. If a task force shows up at Pearl, what are you going to do? Oh man. Every submarine for miles around would be going there. How many ships of the Kitabutai do you have ready? Well, they're all sort of gathering, well, the vast majority is gathering at Hong Kong, and to be fair, the entirety of Kitabutai is not far from Hong Kong. I could have them gathered at Hong Kong in fairness, which I might actually consider to do. I do have another seaplane carrier that I do need to actually send that way, to be fair. We do have extra battleships. We might actually see what we can gather together. And, it might genuinely be worthwhile having a combined Butai. Butai. See you later then, Andre. Have a great one. Andres. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I am completely sorry. I can't pronounce crap. Okay, how are they gonna do here? 4 damaged again, that's great. I'm happy with that. Oh, thank you very much, Snake. That's actually really awesome. I'm vulnerable, wow. To get it to show up in the stream, what you have to do is at the bottom where it says Super Chat, if you click that. But thank you so very much, dudes. That really is appreciated. And it does definitely help. Like, my god, I've had to pay for my car service in this week, and it has been hellishly... No, was it last week? Last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. Bloody hell. It's like, I get it done really cheap, which is awesome. I know a guy who works there, so I get it done about 70 quid for like a non-major service. So that was 70 quid. Hello, hey KV. Miss again. No fun. But then, yeah, he's like, oh, it turns out your rear brakes are 90% worn. I'm like, shit. That's a lot. That's a lot of ships right there. I need to intercept that. That's rather an incredible amount of tonnage. That's a bold move. That's a very, very bold move there by the Americans. Why are they moving such large amounts of ships unescorted? Unless they are something different, but you know what, that's going to be great to take a look at. I want a donation stream tomorrow or Thursday. What am I doing tomorrow? I don't think I've got anything on tomorrow. Okay, shock attack. Bad mistake. Real bad mistake. Terrible, terrible mistake. Absolutely awful mistake. Only 10 squads destroyed, but that is pretty bad. That is really, really bad. Okay, we're going to ignore that one. Oh, God, is it another shock attack? Why is it a shock attack when they cross? God damn it. These shock attacks are really not working out for us. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We may not survive that long. Right, okay. You sure they don't have an escort? No, I'm not sure. I feel like shock attacks have failed us this turn. I was hoping that we'd have a good victory, but no, we really are not having a good victory. That backfired and that backfired massively. Okay. Dear. That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. I mean, we'll recover from that. I'm just not. I'm at that point now when I'm saying, okay, sure, men are expendable, but that many men aren't expendable. That's not great. I bloody hate Singapore. Singapore is such a pain in my ass. Yeah, we need that sea bombardment. We need air support. We need a lot of things. Bloody hell, we need to actually pull back that division. They're going to take some rest and recovery, for damn sure. Though in fairness, my information was incorrect, and which is well, that was the information I acted upon. But that backfired, and that backfired bloody hard on us. So we'll have to make do. We can respond to that situation. It's only a division. It's only men. We can replace them. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. But I don't want to spend a lot of money. Oh dear. Again, thank you so very much for the donations, guys. That really does make a big difference. I'd love to get some bombardment in there. That's damn right. In fairness, what I could potentially do is so there, Sultan. You've just missed a slaughter of the Imperial Guard division. They are massively hurt. They've taken colossal losses here. The issue is we're having is as our forces move across here, they have to. Why are they still on this bloody mode? God damn it. Yeah, as they're crossing over here, they have to cross, and it is a river, which is really bad. Really, really significantly, terribly bad. So it does go to an assault. So it's going to become one of those where we're going to hurt. We're going to hurt real bad. In fairness, you know what? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cancel the move. Cancel move orders for all units. Okay. Set all operation. We need to march here as a united force. Set all to follow. Because goddamn that has gone so significantly badly. We've lost many thousands of troops there. We also did lose a lot of troops over here from this division as we acted on bad information. So let's see, do we actually stay here and hold the line? We do have 104 AV, but the thing is they do have a significant amount of assault value. So I think what we need to do then is actually retreat, so I'm going to move out of this area. I do have another division that could be sent to help us easily or replace that division. In fact, that's probably the best idea, have them sent back to Hangzhou, and then they can be replenished. Right, we've finally encircled them. Finally, at last. It's taken a long time to actually really build up to that. Don't know how effective it could actually be, to be fair. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly grab a Budweiser, and we'll do a little bit of research and see how effective encirclements are. But either way, that will be potentially 80,000 Chinese removed from play, which is going to be great. Okay. 2 minutes, guys. Going to go grab a Budweiser. See you soon. BRB. Okay, and we're back. How's the naval warfare going? It is going in a certain way. How do I put it? We haven't actually had any significant engagements for a long time, really. We haven't found anything, to be fair. Though, speaking of that, we do have a large concentration. That is a very, very large concentration of ships there. There's a lot of activity here. Hell of a lot of activity. Right, okay. Good but nothing decisive yet. That's pretty much a good way to summarise. Okay, let's divert some of these submarines over to this area. Clear your patrol pattern. Remain on station. Head in that direction. We need to actually engage. You're quite badly hurt. Though you have the potential to fight, so you will. Okay. Head in this direction. That should be enough. Those troops are going to get battered. Absolutely battered. There's no way around that. There's nothing I can really do for them at this point in time. It's the fact that we're having to move across, and every time we do move across, it is a shock attack, which is the one where we do lose a lot of troops no matter what. It's like unless it's in our favour heavily, we do lose a lot. Right, what we're going to do is going to use some... Actually, no, let's use our bombers over here. Let's take a look at these bombers. This fatigue's very high. Right, they're repairing, actually. That's interesting. Do they repair after a long time, or after a certain amount of time has gone by? Either way, they should be ready within a week to 2 weeks, that's fine. Okay, I want to witness the sinking of a carrier live. It's going to be so high. You know what, I swear to God, I'm going to cry. The day that we actually do sink a carrier, I think I will legitimately cry. Because, my lord, that is... It's going to be built up. It's going to be this pent-up emotion that I'm just not going to be able to keep inside. And I can feel it deep inside. You know what, I really don't think I'm strong enough now. Because do you believe in life after love? Oh, that's cringy. Okay, let's add these to ground attack. Should be rather interesting. Reconnaissance will target them. I'd like to see what's going on. That'll ding dang daddy do for now. Okay, these troops are on the march. Yeah, they'll be there shortly, which is fantastic. How are these troops doing in terms... Right, we've finally arrived over here, okay. We're going to go for a deliberate attack. We should be able to manage that in fairness. Okay, ooh. Right, guys, okay. Are we taking bets? Any bets? Any bets going? Come on, I need some bets. What is it? What is the chances that is a real carrier? What are the actual chances? Come on, I'm taking bets. What are the chances here? So I swear to God, if that's a carrier, I will go downstairs and I will get 50% whiskey and I will bloody shot that if that is a carrier. I don't believe it's a carrier, but you know what? If it's a bloody carrier, I'm going to shot the shit out of that whiskey. My lord, let's go for it, my friends. Oh, now I'm excited. I am definitively excited about this now. That is a target and a half. Right, you're moving east. That's rather interesting. Oh, boy. Okay, what planes do we have in the area? We do have some H6s. Alright, you should be using torpedoes, you sons of bitches. Right, naval attack. I need to find out. Wait, what did that say? Long range combat air patrol mission only. Okay, fair enough. Okay, we'll put that number up. We need them all out there. We do have some search planes over here that, well, they're quite far away from where they would be anywhere useful. That's a lot of patrol boats. I do need to move them out elsewhere, actually. Okay. You'll never see it again. That's bloody true. Don't say things like that. That hurts me. It could have come from Sydney. I don't know what it could be, but that's rather impressive. It might have actually potentially moved this way, but we've had no notice. It might have moved around this side of Australia. Right, okay, I am very excited about this now. It's a shame that Kitabutai is far out here. Right, fuel for Kitabutai is not the greatest. I'm going to continue on their way. I'm going to have them continue on their way to Hong Kong. They need to head to Hong Kong. We don't know what this is. We don't want to be chasing ghosts as of yet. Well, let's see what do we have available in terms of assets. I do have G4s. Right, we do have a good amount of G3M2s over here. Right, naval attack. Let's see, I could potentially move them out here. Well, this is it. I don't think they would send carriers without escorts, but it's rather interesting to see that it is classing as a carrier. I don't believe it is a carrier, but I'm going to run on the assumption that it could potentially be one. And that means that we do have to take this considerably seriously. So let's see, what do we have in terms of airfields? Right, there's only 2 planes in maintenance here, I can afford to lose that. We'll have them move to Saipan. They should be then within range. Okay, we'll move them to Saipan. Now they might potentially have range. I don't know what this could be. I really do not know what this could be. And we need to explore the possibility that it is something entirely dangerous. Okay. Naval attack. The zeros, now this is going to be the interesting thing. We don't have a huge amount of them, so we need to alter that altitude immediately. Let's see, aircraft data. I'm going to have them run about 15... No, we'll have them run about 20,000 feet. They need that maneuverability. Right, 20,000 feet, settle fighters. Anything at track. We did actually dispatch the Sun Yan Task Force. Which are... Where are they? Good question. They weren't around here. Okay, they actually did make it back over here then. Okay. Not a huge amount of them. Right, you're gonna head out. You're gonna head to Hong Kong. We do have a formidable escort for Bushido. I mean, Bushido is 2 carriers, so Kaga and Akagi, Ryujo, Zuho, so 2 actual full carriers, 2 light carriers. We do have 4 battleships. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 heavy cruisers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Light cruisers, we do have a seaplane carrier. Ichitos? Shitos? Which I'm going to set towards night, actually. And then we do have a good amount of destroyers. So we have 23 ships in total, not a huge amount. And, you know what, I'm actually tempted to push this to full speed. We're going to enter the danger zone here, people. We're entering the danger zone. That is going to be interesting beyond words. I need to see what happens there. We need to understand what we're dealing with. If that is indeed a carrier vessel, then we must seek her. And we must destroy her. So we are going to see what happens here. This could in fact be the most important event of the campaign for a long time. We'll see. I'm actually rather excited. I don't know what this could be. We did set them to full speed, so we've set them there. So they can indeed... well, they will go full speed here. See, we could dispatch destroyers and cruisers, but I don't want to take the risk of them being annihilated, because they do have that risk. No taking middle and land Singapore are more important. Yeah, this is why we are keeping Kiributai in that area. Kiributai is at Hong Kong. The other ships are heading towards Hong Kong, so we do have the vast majority of our carriers in that area. Whatever it is, it may be carrier, it may not be carrier, we don't really know. But we estimate there's only 2 ships. We do have support and aircraft in the area of the Marshall Islands and around Saipan. So we do have that potential. I will move our aircraft to engage and ideally find out what it is. If we can keep the information going, we'll be able to track it and destroy it. If it heads towards Pearl Harbor, there's a massive amount of submarines to intercept as well. To be fair, if it moves further east, we do have a better chance. If it moved towards the west, it would be harder. We'd have a very short time frame to really hit it. At least moving towards the east, we do have a lot longer to actually build up to something. Aircraft can be moved rather quickly. Ships, not so much. Okay, let's hope for the absolute best here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm rather nervous. Okay. Right, we've lost sight of wherever it was. And we do have some planes running night patrol, so at least that is going to be something. Moonlight is down to 25%, so it's not very good at the moment, but at least we do have patrol planes out there running reconnaissance. We will find it. We will definitely find it. We know it's in this area, so we will patrol this area like nothing else. This is the best shot. This is the first information that we've had regarding the potential for the carrier in a long time. So we are going to take it completely and utterly serious. Okay, plunger. Sculpin. Right. Tamara. There's a lot of activity around Honolulu. No sights of yet. They have moved very, very quickly, though. We will move our planes closer to the area. We need to run reconnaissance in this area ASAP. We will try to figure out what's going on. We still have a chance to potentially find them, so we'll see. Right, we spotted something just then. Right, okay, we actually have information. We've sighted them once again. Seems our H6K4's actually picked up the reconnaissance, well, the actual sighting. Yeah, they're to the south there. Right. At least we do have the carriers nearby. They have whole ass. They have the Catalina of Hong Kong. Another Catalina? Okay, that's rather interesting. If not a rather bold strategy, it's not a very worthwhile one. Okay. We're not far. We are really not far at all now. 109 casualties, that's a good loss inflicted upon them. Right. Looks like they're trying to run to the south, but to be fair, at least that brings them closer to the H6s. I'd rather them keep continuing their run towards Pearl, that would have been great. We'll try our best. We still have 4 carriers, 2 full carriers, 2 light carriers that are hunting them down, as well as a multiple of surface-borne ships. Right, here we go. What do we have here? Well, it's not a carrier. That's definitely not... Did that just say CV or CM? CM, okay. Well, it's not a carrier. But I'll take it. I feel... Oh. My heart was racing. At the end of the day, That's still worthwhile. I mean, hitting that oil is still worthwhile. That was the first time that we'd had... Right, she sank, she sank. Okay, that's fair enough. At least we've inflicted heavy damage there. I mean, that is worthwhile. These were Dutch. We got so excited. Yeah, no whiskey. I would have shot at the shit out of that. I'd have been drunk as hell tonight, but, seems you guys are gonna miss that. That would have been in celebration stream and a half. Oh my lord. God damn it. I mean, that's a good question. A strike at Pearl again. It is going to be on the cards at some point in the future, but not for a little while as of yet. Alright, 25 casualties, not a huge amount, but I would like to know information about that area. How many troops are remaining, really? Okay, lighter losses than usual there. Okay, they were, well, that's what we're used to. God damn it, I got so excited about the potential of a carrier there. It's good to see that we were able to react so quickly and actually move our assets into that area extremely fast. Ah well, nonetheless. Sculpin again. Okay, forces are moving now, that's good news. Yeah, we're not too far away from the New Zeros, I don't think. Right, deliberate attack over here should be effective, nonetheless. It's been too long since we heard Banzai. I mean, this is it. The carriers have to be somewhere. They might even be in India somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? I doubt they're at Pearl. I don't know if they've been able to slip by, but San Francisco might be a potential. Oh, we don't capture it? Okay, that's fine. I can keep attacking. They did lose a few vehicles. We have the time here to beat that down. See, that's the issue. Allied shock attack. I really don't know if we can withstand that. Yeah, our forces are forced to retreat. That was a humiliating series of events there. Massive, massive casualties. Yeah, the division is going to be out of action for a long time. The rest of our forces need to move across at the same time. We've learned our lesson with that one. What's the best plane you can get as Japan? Well, I suppose it depends on what your definition. Like fight, level bomber, what we're talking about here. Shock attack. Yeah, they need to get out of there. They're going to end up retreating. If you take Pearl Harbor, you could launch a surprise attack at San Francisco. Very true. Taking Pearl Harbor alone would be worthwhile. Right, they need to get out of there. They're going to be forced to retreat. Yeah, retreat. How many losses? Heavy losses. Okay, so we've learnt our lesson there. Do not assault without information. We've lost many thousands of men that we didn't have to. That's what you get for being too hasty. So that is a lesson learned. Fighter and bomber, I suppose. We'll take a look in a moment. I don't think the US would send their main ships to India. Well, this is it, isn't it, really? We are increasing submarine activity off the coast of the USA, so that's quite nice, at least. Oh, new artillery's arrived. That's always a good thing. Okay. Is there anything else in the area? Not that we know of. The fact is they were able to move to the Philippine Sea extraordinarily quickly. Okay, we are going to turn about and head for Hong Kong, I do believe. Yeah, those are pretty catastrophic losses. But I suppose what we have to take a look at is those would be light, extremely light losses in the east. I mean, like, in Russia. So that's something we do have to bear in mind. Okay. How long does it take to reinforce a division that has been battered to such a degree? It'd probably take a good long while, but they do have that time to recover. Okay, we'll put them on rest. They'll recover in time. Okay. Yeah, we really did well to take Midway. It did come off quite nicely. So we do have quite the base built up in Midway, actually. We do have about 6 patrol aircraft over here at the moment. We are building up the amount of submarines we have too. At the moment, we do have some under repair. Okay, there is more, of course, here. In fairness, I might consider just moving them out. Okay, we'll skip that. Let's see. What do we have over here? So we haven't intercepted this. We are supposedly dealing with a tanker. That keeps changing. Rather intriguing. Okay. That situation's intolerable. Right, has Kitabutai arrived? Yes, Kitabutai has arrived. Superb. Okay, great news. Great news. At least now we can receive our replacement. So we'll have Kitabutai shelter here for about a week to 2 weeks. Bloody days for the Japanese infantry. Very true. Yeah, so they'll shelter here. What we are going to do, though, is going to change out our reconnaissance aircraft. Right. There's tons of oil at Pearl. Yeah, that would definitely be a prize. You need to upgrade to the Jake. Actually. Right. Oh, you already are a Jake. Okay. Are you a Jake? Yeah, okay. Never mind then. You obviously don't need to upgrade. At least with this, we'll be able to, can I upgrade now? Okay, they'll upgrade shortly. I mean, this is going to significantly strengthen our forces here. This is probably a good move to make. Oh, it's already a giant. Yeah. There we go. Right, awesome. We do have a lot of reconnaissance planes here, so this is actually really good. At least once we have like a unified float plane fleet, at least they're going to come in very handy. We'll know the range we're working with, and that's going to be good. I mean, these are going to be great planes. I swear to God, like, there seems to be more than I imagined. Okay, that's done. Awesome, awesome. Right, that's good news. Really good news. At least now, we'll have a good deal more research. Well, sorry, not research planes, reconnaissance planes. Okay, let's see. Missed a lot of the chat here. How many carrier vessels? We haven't actually sank any carrier vessels. We haven't found any for a long time. We did hunt Lexington to Australia, but we lost sight of her. Okay. Now, we could take Pearl Harbor, and it would take a considerable amount of effort, but it can definitely be done. I'm waiting on Yamato, really, for that sort of effort. Which, if we take a look over at the tracker... Obviously, this is going to be a little bit delayed. So, you know what we can do here is we can quickly save. I'll just... this is just for me to keep track of where I am. Okay, we'll save that. Yeah, Pearl's been blockaded for a long ass time. Okay, so what we're going to do then is... I just need to close the tracker. Close it here too. We'll go save. We'll launch the tracker again. Yes, we will eventually invade Pearl Harbor. That is going to be a goal. Which is why I'm really happy that we do have Midway. So we will build up the port at Midway, so we can actually transport more. I mean, we are going to have a lot of supplies there, but it does make our job significantly easier. Okay, update to the latest turn. I go turn 96. It definitely would be a massive issue, which is why I'm very glad that we do have Midway. Very nice, double A's. Okay, let's see. Actually, I'll take a quick look at the industry. Let's drop in. Need more oil. We just need these. That's what we need right now. If you don't attack them, then you can only wait for death blow. That's very true. Okay. Ship production. Okay. So we'll have a few new ships coming soon. This is going to be exceedingly useful. Very, very useful. Another destroyer is very handy. A tanker, that's great. Landing barge. I-32. This is a very nice submarine, actually. Air capacity, superb. Her range is... Where's her endurance? Endurance is phenomenal, so that's great news. Okay. Auxiliary. Junior. Looking about the 3rd of May, 42. Tanker. I'm looking for accelerated here. I think Yamato is going to be some time. But the fact is, we'll have a new carrier in a short amount of time, which is fantastic. Okay, multiple chases. Okay. I-11. And Yamato. So Yamato will arrive the 20th of May, 1942. Which is not a long time away. But this is going to be excellent. This is really going to make the thing... well, that's going to make Pearl Harbor actually doable. Is her guns. Her bombardment is going to be phenomenally powerful. At the end of the day, it's going to take us a long time to break her down, but it will happen. Can you build the Unru class? We are building them. I think I have them on accelerated construction. Well, this is another Junior, which will arrive in on the 31st of July 1942. So not too far away. I mean, we're going to have 2 new carriers this year at least. Right. These destroyers. Suddenly these submarines are really exciting. More submarines. Okay. Right, Saltbank class. We'll go with CV. I'm sure I accelerated. Oh, right, here we go. So, Unru. The Unru class will be here in 1943. So the 8th of April, the 11th of April, and the 13th of May. Not long at all, to be fair. So, in 42, we will see the Junyo, the first of its name. We do have Unyol as well, which is a escort, which isn't too far away, 31st of May. So the 3rd and the 31st of May will have new carriers. Hyo will arrive July. Escort, November. Light carrier, November. April, May. Katsuragi. Yeah, so we'll have that entire class very, very soon. These are queued. Tayo. Lovely ship there. Okay. Shinano will never be built. We stopped her construction. Unru are basically cheaper Hiru classes, indeed. Yeah, Shinano will never be built. I mean, we stopped her being built due... Well, to spend that shipyard capacity elsewhere. Okay. Shame, really. I mean, she was a very heavily armoured aircraft carrier, but... Katsuragi. I really can't pronounce things. Either way. It's interesting to see that the carrier escorts actually produced under merchant, which is good because it actually stopped a lot of the merchant production as well as a lot of the naval production. So that's good. We'll see them rather shortly. So take a quick look at our aircraft production while we're here, actually. Yeah, Japan definitely doesn't have the shipyards. Right, the Oscar production has increased. Intriguing, A63. Hello there, Gerald. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, Shinano never did build just like real life. At the end of the day, the Shinano really didn't have good luck. She didn't really make it very far, did she? Okay. I think we might do another couple turns and see how we go on. Maybe 1 to 2 turns, maybe 3, depends on how we do. But this is a very good ship class. It's smaller than an Essex, but your shipyard and schedule is a lot better than what the Japanese did. Yeah, that's very true. We've changed things around. We've made a lot of allowances and just really focused more than anything. Right, we do need supplies over here. Should be able to ideally capture some. The division, the 10th division... Oh, has the 10th division arrived? Yes, it has. Superb. Right, now, finally, we should have the power. Okay. Now is the time. Now is the hour. They're gonna head back to Hong Kong after sinking them, which is fine. No, but there's a very good ship flash. Yeah, well, okay, I just read that one again. Yeah, 5 zeros per day while Japan had dreamt of this production. Yeah, we've really stepped it up. To be fair, we've needed to. But 5 zeros per day, 153 a month. The Oscar production's increasing quite nicely. You need to really ramp that up. That's good. Just get in there now. Val's getting up there. Kate's will have to increase dramatically soon. Right. Building. That makes it a little bit easier to see here. Jake production's rapidly increased. B52 and Kate's is going to ramp up now. Okay, it's going to be great. We got the power. Yes, indeed. We've cut production in other areas, though, to compensate. This is the best Get a Grigsby you think? Yeah, definitely, by far. I do love Warner Pacific more than any other Get a Grigsby game. I am really trying to, like, elbow my way into the one in the East beta test. I keep, like, dropping hints into the developers, and I think they'll get the point eventually. Right, what do you guys reckon? Do we go in for an attack? Yeah, we do have the 41st Division available. So we could move the 41st Division in to engage with the enemy here. I'll just move them like that. They should be starving. Well, I have an entire division here. Okay. Divide unit. Okay. Lots of artillery and mortars. 3rd Division's rather damaged. Okay. You should really upgrade it from the D3A1 while all of that playing 250 kilogram bomb isn't enough. Yeah, that's very true. We are working on new dive bombers, I think. Yeah, well, we definitely are working on new dive bomber classes. Well, platforms. Let's take a look. I'm sure I'm upgrading to something better. D3A1. Let's see, what am I working on at the moment? Not that. Right. Seems like we're working on the D4Y1. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, let's go back. So we are working on the D4. Yeah, the Judy. Which is some time away, but it's going to take a long time to get there, but it should be worthwhile. Right, there we go. Let's bump up that, actually. It does cost me in terms of, like, supply, but it's well worthwhile. You can't take islands without carrier vessels, that's very true. I mean, you can, it's just very bloody. Okay. This is a tough-ass nut. In fairness, it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. There's no good way to do this. Really should have gone for Singapore in a smarter way, so that's going to be a big issue with the campaign here. But alas, we'll make do. Right, deliberate attack, definitely. We'll see how we get on here, but these troops should start to starve, hopefully. Now that they are completely surrounded, we'll see how they fight. Okay, we'll end the turn here. Now, we are upgrading the reconnaissance aircraft on board Kidwudai's, well, obviously their float plane fleet. But that's actually quite significant. I mean, they are going to be upgraded to the Jakes, so they'll all be using Jakes, which have significantly more range, which is really quite phenomenal. Having that extra reconnaissance range is going to make a massive difference, and in fairness, I will try to make sure that each cruiser is using the Jakes. I might just make it a mandatory default upgrade for the vast majority of them, really. Now, we are seeing significantly larger levels of activity around Pearl Harbor at the moment, which does lead me to suspect something's going on there. We'll hope for the best. Yeah, we did attack Pearl Harbor multiple times. Inflicted quite a lot of damage, actually, which is quite nice. That submarine does need repairs. That for one is sure. Okay, I should be looking at the bloody cargo ships. Make sure they're actually heading to Japan and unloading, offloading, etc. Well, loading. I'd automize that, but I don't know, I might look at seeing if I can automate that. Ooh, hello, and you miss a bloody perfect target. 4 shots there, man. I-28, you need to adjust your sights. Right, we get another chance. No, I don't care about the Litchfield. I do not care. I want the oiler. The oiler is what I want. God damn it, the captain there has missed a superb target. But at least we might get another shot at it, so that's not too bad. Right, they are losing a lot of Catalinas. These Catalinas are worth something. Yeah, our ASW isn't exactly great. Thankfully, nobody's perfect, so too great at this moment in time. Right, good amount of casualties inflicted there. Ah, that's no good. 1 destroyed by flak. I think we'll have to cancel those. And this is it, we don't know what we're dealing with in terms of like air power over on Honolulu itself. So if I do go back to Pearl, I will take the entirety of the Japanese carrier force. There's no other way. We need to make sure that we are ready for that. I mean, that's true. Just keeping that naval blockade up using the submarines, it really does give us that vital information of what's going on over there. It does give us a good chance to actually lock it down and actually intercept them. Yeah, having superior planes would be a really nice thing. We are losing a lot of planes. Sorry, a lot of men there. Hmm. We didn't even lose that many men in the actual ground combat. I do definitely need to get reinforcements over to Borneo. But, I mean, this is it. I'm going to have to do something regarding Singapore. I'm going to have to make a choice. I think what we will have to do then is potentially just use Kitabutai to just tip the scales in our favour. Okay, so 2 divisions, a few brigades, a couple of regiments, heavy artillery, medium artillery, SNLF, well, Naval Guard, engineers. This should make this possible now. This is the greatest concentration of force that has been seen on the Philippines. Well, not the Philippines. I mean, this is it. I used to do streams. Right, okay, we didn't actually take it, but we have reduced the fortifications down to 0. Yeah, their just the defense is really close. I think another good assault and we will break them. Okay, not too bad losses, really. I reckon another deliberate attack will see the end of it. Okay, just a group army headquarters. Well, that's fine. We can annihilate that, ideally. And then move on to Chushan. Chushan? We'll go with a shock attack event to annihilate them. Okay, so we're not able to dislodge them. Okay, we finally caught up to them so I can engage them. Yeah, that's true. The allies have effectively infinite numbers. Hey, it's one of those of, you make it too bloody for them to take it back. Those numbers are practically infinite, but at the end of the day, if they don't have the right ships, it's not going to matter. I think once we do finish this campaign, in whichever way, whether that be eventually we move on to something else, never go converted, we will definitely go with modern Pacific, really try to make it as deep as possible. I think that'd be awesome. Right, there's a lot of activity off the American coastline there. And the biggest change is obviously the Shinano being changed, well, being removed from the build. We've accelerated the Yunyo class. They're going to be out there much, much sooner. So you know what? I still like battleships. I will actually try to keep all the battleships alive and just... I'm going to convert them over, and I'm going to convert them to, like, carrier battleships. Right. Multiple ships there. Luckily, we do have multiple submarines in the area, so they may have a good chance. Right, we see nothing at the moment, but we are definitely aware that there's significant activity in that area. Maybe because the harbour is full from damage ships from Pearl Harbor bombing, so the new digitally destroyers can't... Okay. Yeah, that's true. We definitely have been hitting a lot of ships in that area. Okay. You'll change out soon enough. At the end of the day, I'm going to wait here for about a week. It's going to allow us to actually recover our numbers. Yeah, 5 days, so about a week. We'll have our zeros increased, well, the number of zeros, we'll have our planes, well, we'll have our losses replaced, right, basically. Hero's going to be out for about a month, so... That's not too bad. All in all, it could have been a much worse result. Okay, deliberate attack again. They should break through. So our troops are marching towards the Chinese city over here. Right, put you on a shock attack. Okay, you need to march home. At least to a friendly base, and then you can recover. Oh my lord, they've finally arrived. shock attack. Finally destroy that over there. In another streamer scenario where he plays the US moved all his forces straight for Japan and the islands around it. After cutting the supplies of Japan, it was game over for the AI. Pretty much. I mean, they can't do too much then. Right. Wow, the 41st is going to arrive pretty damn quickly. That's really encouraging to see. I'm going to be mightily interested in that situation. Right, okay. The thing is, we are going to arrive there in the following turn. And it may be incredibly bloody. We're going to have to see how it goes. We simply have to make some kind of pass or some kind of play at Singapore. There's no other way for it. I'd keep an eye out on Johnson Island since they don't have Midway anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad of a thing, actually. If they expand it for me, that'd be great. But Johnson Island is definitely on the cards. We do need to take it at some point, as well as Palmyra. Once we deal with Singapore and at least get the ball rolling in the Dutch East Indies, we will take Johnson and Palmyra. If we take these islands, that's actually going to establish a really nice defensive front over there. Okay. Let's see how we go. There wasn't too much to do that turn, to be fair. So we'll move forwards. Either way, we'll see how we get on. I mean, there's a lot of naval activity around our submarine, so we might get lucky. We'll have to really cross our fingers and hope for the absolute best here. Moonlight's down to only 14%, so the moon's not going to exactly give us much light at night here. So it's going to make our submarines less effective. It's going to make everything less effective at night, of course. Though it does give us greater cover, so inadvertently it's helping the survivability of our submarines. Theirs as well, of course. We'll have to see what we can put together to take Johnson or Palmyra. I think what we'll do is we'll pull troops up at Midway. Yeah, I think that'd be a very good idea. The reason being, at least if Midway is subjected to an assault, at least we are going to have great numbers of troops there. And I do need to move some engineers out that way. That will definitely significantly speed up the pace of the progress over there. Right, okay. We have a hit. Superb. Right, there's a lot of activity here. What is going on? I wish I could see this. Can we, I can't quite do it. Right, there's definitely a few ships over here. I mean, the Allies will be pumping submarines out like no tomorrow. They are going to be arriving at some point, just all over the place. ASW needs to improve dramatically. Hopefully it will. Now, we are spotting quite a lot of ships off the American coastline. I do need to get some hits in there. Ah, I forgot to cancel that. Oh well, at the end of the day, that's helping us out in that assault pass, so that's fine. Hey, what do you guys reckon? Do we go for a combined Kiributai again? 130 casualties inflicted, that was quite good. Yeah, what do you reckon to that? Do we have all our carriers in one basket? At the end of the day, it is quite dangerous, but... well, is it really? It's one of those of course we are keeping our carriers all in one basket. It does hurt us in some way strategically, but at the end of the day, we are going to have complete and utter aerial dominance, and we are going to have to... we're going to be able to really project our power. I think it might be one of those where we actually do try to put together a combined Kiributai with greater numbers than ever before. I think we must do that for the Singapore campaign. We are going to need those numbers. Indeed, the South Pacific. Yeah, the oil needs to be dealt with. But this is what I'm thinking. If we combine Kiributai, we'll be able to do that. We will go for Pearl Harbor once we do have control of Johnson and Palmyra. I mean, this is it. Is it more dangerous? I mean, at the end of the day, you have all your eggs in one basket, so things could go wrong, but they are going to be heavily escorted. And at the end of the day, it does give us a greater deal of flexibility. We'd have greater numbers of reconnaissance aircraft, which is going to take a lot of the burden off of the actual carrier aircraft. They're going to be in greater numbers. That means that we can have more aircraft available to run purely combat air patrol, and then we can have ones that are there purely for the escort. And just the numbers do make a massive difference. Yeah, more flexibility is always a plus. Okay, I'm really worried about how it's going to go with Singapore. Right, now that's more like it. That's what we should have had to begin with, along with the Imperial Division. So I don't know what our chances are going to be like here. I don't imagine to be great. If we'd have had the Imperial Guard Division, it would have been significantly different. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we actually cross the island, cross into Singapore. Let's hope for the best. Fuck me. Those losses are just dramatic, but we need to hold our position now. 7,000 losses. We are taking so many losses at Singapore. Really have fucked up there. Oh, for the love of God, can we not just destroy that? At least we are inflicting casualties, so they will die eventually. Right, another deliberate attack, yeah. But 7,000 losses, my lord. We have lost so many men there. We've lost more men at Singapore than we've probably lost in the entire Chinese campaign so far, really. Oh, not far off. But there lies the currency. The troops over there, they are the currency that we are spending to achieve something. Yeah, bomb them to hell. That's going to definitely be the reason, well, the ability. That will carry us forth, yeah. Let's see, do we finally capture Clark? We don't, my lord. We had more assault than their defense, though, so it's getting better. So 1,000 casualties. 355 allied casualties inflicted, well, sustained for them. It's just going to take us some time. We do need to break them. Alright, they retreat. Do we have to go for an assault here to make this happen? And there's the Asiatic Fleet Command here, and 2 base forces, so they're not exactly going to put up a great defense. So it might be that we go for a shock, but then again I've had a lot of bad taste. I've had quite a bad taste of shock attacks lately. I forgot to set you to deliberate, okay. Bombardment at Nanchang. And we've actually arrived over here, so that's good to see. I think we'll set those troops to bombard until the reinforcements arrive, and then we'll have near 2 divisions. Obviously I can send the artillery there as well then. And this is it, isn't it? If we split up Kiributai, we do miss out on a lot of potential. So I think we will have a reformed Kiributai. Yeah. I mean, this is it. We've lost out massively at Singapore. And the thing is, it's not going to give up so easily. We should have really changed priority. But well. It just adds to the flavour of the campaign, really. Ah, a new flotilla has arrived. Well, air flotilla. That's great news. Okay, let's take a look then. So our troops are over here then, at least that is something. We do still have some assault value worth a damn over here. That's the main point. Right, we do have the first RTA division. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, as they cross over here to join, it does become a shock attack. That's the difficulty. So, in fairness, I don't think it's worthwhile to actually reinforce them at the moment. I think it's actually smarter to just keep our troops back and then we'll use Kidabutai to take them on. Okay. Let's form a new task force. I should have spent my other ones as well. What are they? Ah, right, they're on their way, of course. It's going to take them some time. Fair enough. So we have Soru, Shukaku, Zuikaku, Taiyo. At least Taiyo's in here with all of our battleships. So Kongo, Haruna, Hiei, Karishima, Yamashiro. Okay. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have all of my battleships, as many of my battleships as I can get. And what we might do then is we might have a few escort pickets made up of like heavy cruisers with destroyers. Or even cruisers with destroyers. I mean, at the end of the day, these heavy cruisers could be used in many different roles, but the heavy cruisers are there really to act as reconnaissance more than anything. Then there's a point to be made, whether do we split up the heavy cruisers and use the heavy cruisers more like battleships, or do we split off the battleships and have them... it's one of those, but no, actually I think we'll keep the battleships with the carriers. At the end of the day, their armour is significantly more useful there, as they do need to soak up that damage. And then potentially we might have heavy cruisers dispatched to act as sort of in a battleship role. They could head out there for bombardment. We'll see. Are there any really good resources of Burma that might want an invasion? We'll take a quick look at Burma. I mean, that refinery is worth more than anything. That refinery is definitely worthwhile. Oil. Would be difficult to get to, I'm not gonna lie. Right, oil and oil, there's a few refineries and some oil, but not a huge amount. You take Burma, you can possibly bottle up possible approaches in Southeast Asia to pass, that's very true. I mean, in fairness, they are going to either come this way. I mean, this is it. There's no rail connections here. So it's like, in fairness, I think I would just advance onto this area here, try to take this area, and then just leave it at that. I mean, this river is going to give us an incredibly good defensive position. But we'll see what we can do. The Singapore situation is incredibly dangerous at the moment. Euler. This is interesting. There's a lot of ships here. There's not been a lot of naval activity for a long time. So this is definitely signifying something of note at the very least. Moonlight's down to about 7%. Okay, continue the deliberate attacks, we will break them. Right, 41st will be set to combat and they will bombard for the time being. You will be set to deliberate attack. Bombardment over here. Yeah, that's the idea. We're going to use our combined Kitabutai to bomb the ever-living hell out of Singapore. But, guys, this is where we leave off for today. So, thank you so very much for watching. I've enjoyed this. I hope you guys have as well. And once again, if you do want to support me and, well, myself and the channel, then do please consider donating. Thank you to those of you who have donated. It definitely does make a massive difference. And to those of you who can't or won't, that's fine. It's brilliant if you do. And you know what, I don't mind if you don't. At the end of the day, everybody's got bills to pay here. So thank you so very much, guys. Thank you, and thank you once again. I hope to see you again soon. Possibly tomorrow, we'll see. Goodbye for now. Have a great one, my dudes. Have a great one.